Trust is the foundation of every strong relationship. It's invisible, but it holds everything together. When that trust begins to crack, it doesn't always happen in loud, obvious ways. More often, disloyalty slips in quietly, through subtle changes, quiet shifts, and behaviors that speak louder than words. Many people ignore these signs because facing the truth is uncomfortable, but avoiding it only deepens the wound. This isn't about paranoia, it's about awareness. If your partner is being disloyal, the truth always leaves a trail. And today, we're going to expose that trail, step by step. Each sign you're about to hear isn't based on random guesses. It's grounded in behavioral patterns, emotional shifts, and psychological truths that rarely lie. This speech isn't meant to create fear. It's meant to empower you, to sharpen your perception, strengthen your boundaries, and help you see what's really happening when someone's loyalty starts to fade. Because you deserve clarity, not confusion. Let's break down the 5 clear signs your partner is being disloyal, and why ignoring them is the biggest mistake you could make. Section 1: Emotional distance. Replaces connection. Disloyalty doesn't always begin with physical actions. It often starts emotionally. When someone's heart begins to wander, their energy shifts. They may still be sitting next to you, but they're not really there anymore. The conversations that once flowed effortlessly start feeling forced. The laughter becomes rare. Eye contact disappears. You can feel the space growing. Even if they never say a word, they stop sharing the details of their day. Not because nothing happened, but because they've started sharing those details with someone else. Emotional intimacy, those small moments of vulnerability, inside jokes, late-night talks, gets redirected, and this shift is powerful, because emotional detachment usually happens before any physical betrayal. Pay attention to their level of engagement. Are they genuinely curious about your life anymore, or are they just nodding along, waiting for the conversation to end? Do they reach for your hand like they used to, or do they keep a subtle distance, as if holding back something you can't quite see? When emotional connection fades without explanation, it's rarely random. It's a signal, and if you ignore it, you might miss the earliest and most honest indicator that their loyalty has shifted elsewhere. Sign 2: Guarded devices and secretive behavior. Technology has become the diary of modern life. Phones, laptops, social media, they carry every message, every interaction, every digital footprint. When someone is loyal, there's transparency. But when someone starts being disloyal, their relationship with their devices changes dramatically. Suddenly, the phone that used to sit face up on the table is now always face down. Notifications are silenced, passwords change without explanation, and apps are locked. Conversations are deleted, browser histories cleared. They start stepping outside to take calls they can't take here. This isn't about invading privacy, it's about noticing behavioral changes. If they've never been secretive before, and suddenly they guard their phone like it holds state secrets, that's not coincidence, that's concealment. Their device becomes a wall, not a window. Even subtle patterns matter. Watch for quick screen switches when you walk by, or that flash of panic when you pick up their phone by mistake. These micro-reactions often speak louder than any excuse they can give you. People who are disloyal often underestimate how much their habits give them away. Technology reveals where attention goes, and if their attention is constantly somewhere you can't see, it's time to question why. Sign 3: Unexplained. Schedule shifts. Loyalty and consistency go hand in hand. When someone's life rhythm suddenly changes without a clear, believable reason, pay attention. Work hours extend mysteriously. Last-minute plans pop up constantly. Nights that used to be spent together are now filled with vague explanations. "I've just been busy. I needed space. Don't worry, it's nothing." But deep down, you can feel something's off. Cheating doesn't just require emotional energy, it requires time. And that time has to come from somewhere. They might start working late more often, picking up new hobbies, or creating obligations that never existed before. The key is in the patterns. A one-time change might mean nothing, but repeated shifts, paired with defensiveness or vagueness, form a pattern that shouldn't be ignored. Another subtle sign: their availability becomes unpredictable. They used to reply quickly, now hours go by. They used to make plans with you, now you're an afterthought squeezed into their schedule. This is where disloyalty hides, in the spaces they think you won't examine too closely. When routine shifts but their explanations stay shallow, it's not your imagination. It's a signal that their time and possibly their loyalty is being invested elsewhere. Cyan 4. Defensive reactions to simple questions. When someone is loyal, questions don't feel threatening. But when someone's hiding something, even the simplest question can feel like a spotlight on their secrets. Notice their tone when you ask about their day. Do they answer openly or do they snap back with irritation? Do they avoid eye contact, deflect, or turn the question around on you? Why are you asking? Don't you trust me? You're overreacting. These responses aren't just words, they're defense mechanisms. Defensiveness is often the first line of protection for a guilty conscience. Instead of answering directly, they attack your intent to avoid exposing their truth. This creates confusion, making you second-guess yourself. Over time, their defensiveness can train you to stop asking questions, which is exactly what they want. A loyal person welcomes transparency because they have nothing to hide. A disloyal person fears it because transparency threatens their secret. Pay attention to reactions, not just answers. A sudden shift from calm to defensive over basic questions is rarely about the question itself. It's about what's lurking behind it. If communication starts feeling like walking through a minefield, where every question detonates an emotional explosion, you're not dealing with openness. You're dealing with someone protecting a lie. 5. Your intuition is sounding the alarm. This may be the most powerful sign of all, your intuition. That quiet, unshakable feeling that something is off, even when everything looks fine on the surface. Intuition isn't paranoia. It's your subconscious picking up on patterns your conscious mind hasn't fully processed yet. Maybe it's a shift in their energy. Maybe it's the way they avoid certain topics, the way their eyes dart when you ask certain things, or how your gut tenses when they tell you stories that don't quite line up. Intuition is the whisper that becomes a roar when ignored too long. Too often, people dismiss their gut feelings out of fear. They don't want to be the jealous one or paranoid. But ignoring intuition doesn't protect the relationship. It protects the lie. When your intuition speaks, listen. You don't need proof to start trusting yourself. Proof may come later, but your instincts usually sense the truth first. Loyalty feels steady. Disloyalty feels unsettling. If your inner voice is sounding the alarm, it's because it's seeing the cracks your heart doesn't want to face. Don't silence it. Honor it. Final words. Disloyalty is painful. It's not just about betrayal, it's about the breaking of something sacred. But what's worse than betrayal is betrayal. You saw coming and ignored. These 5 signs aren't meant to make you suspicious of everyone, they're meant to give you clarity. People can lie. Words can be twisted. But patterns don't lie. Behavior doesn't lie. Your intuition doesn't lie. When you start noticing these signs, you have 2 choices: look away and hope for the best, or face the truth and protect your heart. The truth may hurt, but denial destroys. Remember, real loyalty doesn't hide. Real love doesn't need to be decoded. When someone is for you, their actions align with their words. Always, trust what you see, trust what you feel, and never settle for half-truths when you deserve honesty.